Welcome, students. Today, we are going to explore one of the most fundamental skills in literary study, paraphrasing a poem. So, what exactly does it mean to paraphrase a poem? Paraphrasing a poem means rewriting the poem in simple, clear prose, using your own words, while keeping the original meaning completely intact. It is not about copying the poet's language, nor is it about reducing the poem to a brief summary. And it is quite different from an explanation, which analyzes the poem's themes and literary devices in depth. Paraphrasing sits neatly between these two. It asks you to understand the poem deeply enough to express it plainly, as though you are telling a friend, in ordinary language, what the poet is actually saying. This skill is absolutely essential for literature examinations, and it forms the bedrock of all deeper poetry analysis. Master paraphrasing, and the rest of literary study becomes considerably more manageable. Before you write a single word of your paraphrase, you must first understand the poem thoroughly. Begin by reading the poem 2 or 3 times. Do not rush this. On your first reading, simply absorb the poem as a whole. On your second and third readings, slow down. Identify any difficult or unfamiliar words, consider the context in which the poem was written, think carefully about who the speaker is and what central theme or emotion runs through the poem. Pay particular attention to literary devices, metaphors, imagery, and symbolism. These are rarely decorative. They carry the poem's deeper meanings, and your paraphrase must account for them. Understanding what the poet truly means beneath the figurative language is the very foundation of effective paraphrasing. Now let us walk through the paraphrasing technique itself, step by step. Step 1. Divide the poem into small, manageable parts. Work line by line, or in couplets, 2 lines at a time. Do not attempt to paraphrase the entire poem in one go. Breaking it into sections allows you to focus your attention and ensures that no word or phrase is overlooked. Step 2. Replace difficult words with simpler ones. This sounds straightforward, but it requires care. Consider this famous line from Robert Frost. "The woods are lovely, dark and deep." A clear paraphrase might read, "The forest is beautiful, quiet, and mysterious." Notice how the meaning is preserved, but the poetic diction has been replaced with everyday language. That is precisely the goal. Step 3. Convert the poetic structure into simple, natural sentences. Poetry frequently employs unusual word order, compression, and figurative language, all of which are deliberate artistic choices. Your task is to unpack that structure and rewrite the content in normal prose order. Write as you would speak or write in an essay. Clear, grammatically complete sentences, one idea at a time. Step 4. Explain the hidden meanings. This is where paraphrasing truly distinguishes itself from mere word replacement. Consider another line from the same Frost poem. "And miles to go before I sleep." On the surface, this appears to mean the speaker has a long journey ahead. But the deeper meaning is this. The poet still has many responsibilities and duties to complete before his life comes to an end. Your paraphrase must capture that deeper layer of meaning, not just the surface words. Let us now apply all 4 steps to a complete stanza. We will use the opening stanza of Robert Frost's celebrated poem, "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening." The original stanza reads, "Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow." First, we identify the difficult or layered phrases. "Whose woods these are," uses inverted word order. Fill up with snow suggests a peaceful, quiet accumulation. Now, applying our 4 steps, here is the paraphrase. I believe I know who owns this forest. The owner lives in the village, some distance away, and therefore he will not see me here. I have stopped to quietly watch the snow falling gently and silently through his trees. The meaning is unchanged. The poetic structure has been simplified. The image of peaceful solitude is preserved. That is a successful paraphrase. As you practice paraphrasing, keep these 5 essential rules in mind at all times. First, do not copy the poem's words directly. Your paraphrase must use your own language. Second, use simple, clear, everyday language. Avoid elaborate or literary phrasing in your paraphrase. Third, keep the original meaning completely unchanged. You are translating the poet's ideas, not reinterpreting or revising them. Fourth, write in complete sentences. A paraphrase is prose, and good prose is built from complete, grammatically sound sentences. And fifth, do not add your personal opinion. Your paraphrase should reflect what the poet said, not what you think or feel about it. Now, let us look at the mistakes students most commonly make so that you can avoid them. The first and most frequent mistake is translating word for word. Simply swapping each word for a synonym does not constitute a paraphrase. It often produces awkward, incoherent sentences that miss the poem's true meaning. The second mistake is changing the meaning, introducing ideas that are not present in the original, or misreading figurative language as literal fact. The third mistake is writing too briefly, producing something closer to a summary than a paraphrase. A summary condenses, a paraphrase expands and clarifies. And the fourth mistake is ignoring figurative meaning, treating a metaphor as though it were a straightforward, literal statement. Always ask yourself, what does this image or comparison actually represent? Let us close by summarizing the method you have learned today, a simple 5-stage process that you can apply to any poem. Read the poem carefully, understand its context, its speaker, and its literary devices. Simplify the language by replacing difficult words and unpacking figurative meanings. Rewrite in clear, complete prose sentences. And finally, check the meaning. Ensure that your paraphrase faithfully reflects what the poet intended. I encourage you to practice this technique regularly. Take one poem each day, work through it methodically, and you will find that your confidence with poetry and your ability to analyze it grows steadily and surely. Poetry need not be a mystery. With patience and practice, it becomes a conversation, and paraphrasing is how that conversation begins. Thank you, and well done for your commitment to learning.